Whoa, that girl in Schindler's List really grew up.
She shivers in the wind like the last leaf on a dying tree.
He narrates in the scene like the last role in a dying film career. This title is so amazing it requires a trademark. Also, this is definitely our kind of movie, which means let's add a sin for no reason. Wow, Brittany Murphy, Michael Clark Duncan. Has anyone examined the possibility that starring in this movie is hazardous to your health? Michael Madsen's still alive, right? Somewhere there's a murder victim who could claim the same thing. Probably from some other Robert Rodriguez.
Just 1 hour to go. My last day on the job.
Someone recorded Bruce Willis saying this in his dressing room and it made the final cut.
And that backup that we're waiting on will just so happen to show up just late enough for Rourke to get back to his U.S. Senator daddy.
I can't tell if this is exposition I need to know or exposition I can ignore, so I'm just gonna go with ignore for now.
You're pushing 60, and you got a bum ticker.
This guy looks pretty amazing for pushing 60, especially since the actor playing him was 50.
We're all done here, Benny. Be with you in a minute, Lenny.
These twin brothers have to remind themselves of their rhyming names when they talk to each other.
Doctor said it'd be like this. Just take the pill he gave you.
Must narrate everything. Must resist urge to let visuals speak for themselves. Cop with angina busts through the door like it's made of paper. And I'd like to remind everyone that he would have had to build up some amazing momentum running up the stairs to break a door like this. Oh, okay then. Goodbye, physics. We'll see you after the film.
You can't touch me, you piece of shit cop!
Whoa, dude, you have a kidnapped child in your arms. Watch your mouth. Cartoon blood doesn't offend the Nancys at the MPAA. Dick shot. Already about to die guy gets shot a bunch of times, but because it's Bruce Willis, you already know he's gonna survive this shit, so what's the f***ing point?
Keep his mind off the girl. Skinny little Nancy.
Hartigan narrates everything, including the weight of the kidnap victim.
The night is hot as hell.
There's narration, and then there's Sin City.
She smells like angels ought to smell.
Holy?
The perfect woman.
Ripley? With Elijah Wood in this movie and Bruce Willis narrating everything, I swear I'm watching a twisted sequel to North. Corpse nudity.
And I realize Goldie's dead. You'd have to check her pulse or notice those perfect breasts of hers aren't moving like they would if she was breathing.
Okay, so when do I need to stop watching the breasts? Because I don't have a natural timer that goes off in my head concerning such things.
No reason at all to play it quiet.
That's exactly what Hartigan said a minute ago. Is this the narrator union's creed? Ah, nice and soft garbage bags. Nothing hard or jagged is ever in one of those. You'd probably have to check this woman's perfect breasts to make sure she's not dead. You know, if you're gonna make a character who can survive this, then there's really no reason he should even be running from the cops. Discount Wilhelm. We interrupt this Sin City movie to bring you one of the underwater Mario levels. Carla Gugino's breasts are probably worth removing a sin for. Oh hell, maybe 2. Carla Gugino's breasts while holding a gun. That's probably worth another couple subtractions. Carla Gugino, yeah, you know what? This movie's trying to distract me from my job. Intruder in your house. Get some clothes on already.
She's a dyke, but God knows why.
Dude, dyke is not the preferred nomenclature. Levy American, please. What the hell is this asshole jumping off a building for?
Well, I'm gonna find that son of a bitch that killed you.
Jeez, we've already been through this. Oh, so it's one of those PG-13 strip clubs. Wait, let me check the box real quick. This movie's rated R! Why am I in a PG-13 strip club when the movie's rated R? Also, stripper character does not perform a lap dance. Brittany Murphy is dead.
Most people think Marv is crazy.
Oh, really? Would it be possible for us to hear what most people in the bar are thinking right now, too? Does Marv look like the kind of guy who can easily be taken by 2 guys? F***ing amateurs.
And what have been your sins, my son?
Well, constant narration is the big one. I don't know how many Hail Marys and Our Fathers you have to do to cleanse yourself of that, but hopefully we don't hear you narrating them. This guy survives getting run over 3 times. Who does Marv think he is? Stephen King? And she drives away for no reason, even though he's still alive and she's got revenge on her mind. Roll credits. Marv is dead.
I blew it, Goldie.
Carla Gugino's legs would be a sin in this movie, but her legs are awesome too. There's not much a naked Carla Gugino can do to make any situation worse.
He eats people.
So why are you still here? Did he get full? Did he know to save you for last because you and Marv actually know each other and that Marv was going to break onto the farm? Isn't Sin City a huge city? Discount evil Charlie Brown shirt.
I didn't know she was a hooker.
How could this guy, of all people, not be able to tell a hooker from a non-hooker? He's done nothing this whole movie but brag about his street smarts and keen senses. Damn.
Kevin!
Lucky that Kevin has a friend who doesn't mind driving his limo out to the farm, or else Marv doesn't get a chance to do this. Possible.
They're done checking the house. Coming this way.
Didn't they see Marv and Lucille when they landed the helicopter? Also, why are they still here looking at the house? Why didn't they get the hell out of here already? Blowing away Carla Gugino is definitely a sin. Guys with guns decide to ignore guns and attempt to take Marv down by hand. And one at a time to boot. Guy with gun finally decides to shoot, and of course he hits one of the few cops still left standing after the fist fighting. Then he runs out of bullets at just the right time. This town should be called Convenience City.
Hooker.
Statue on statue violence. Where's Goldie? And by God, I will remove your hat if I have to. Wendy shows up out of nowhere to try and complete a job she drove away from for no reason a few minutes ago. This guy is the Energizer Bunny of not being killable.
Goldie was my sister. My twin sister.
Dun dun dun!
I tied those knots. That's my specialty.
Oh, I see. All the girls have specialties, and mention them frequently in conversation with people who surely know about them already. Magic hatchet and gun are readily available on tables in a room with no tables. Symmetrical standing.
Goldie worked the clergy.
Just like that, a whopper of a puzzle piece falls smack in my lap. I'm too dumb to put the whole picture together.
Seriously? This is like putting together one of those 500-piece puzzles, and all you have missing is like a couple corner pieces. But even though you see the lighthouse and the boat in the picture, the two missing pieces of water and grass are making you doubt it's a lighthouse and a boat.
Damn, he's slick.
Right after Marv says this, Kevin jump kicks a hanging trench coat, expecting that to be a person. Marv removes his handcuffs from a psycho assassin in order to put Wendy in the car. That guy could wake up at any time, but sure, let's go all the way back to the car to make sure unconscious Wendy doesn't see any violence. Man, Elijah Wood took the method acting way too far to become Frodo.
It really gets my goat when guys rough up dames.
Oh yeah?
So going after Rourke means dying?
Come on, you can't die, Marv. More than 3/4 of your body is made of car parts, bullets, and tragedy.
They should have shot me in the head.
Yeah, sure, the head. Like that was gonna work. All of this happened on New Year's Eve? Was no one celebrating the New Year last night? Also, this article by one F. Miller is the script of the movie. No one would buy this newspaper because they'd be confused as shit as to what the hell he's talking about. Plus, this newspaper that is reporting the Cardinal's murder by way of the Sin City script completely removed the Bruce Willis part from its story.
You can call me Goldie.
Does that mean Marv gets to be Wendy? Because I'd pay double price for that. Sin City lets people visit prisoners right inside their private cells. Prisons holding death row murderers allow sleepovers.
He's gone.
Stethoscope obviously lies to the doctor.
It's a regular African love fest in here.
That's racist. Can I watch?
Who is he?
He's Superman.
DC Comics.
I have never hit a woman in my life.
Writer with obvious woman-beating fetish keeps populating his script with dialogue insisting he dislikes violence against women.
Shut up and keep your hands to yourself or I'll cut your little pecker off.
Movie steals dialogue from my everyday interactions with Trader Joe's checkout girl. Peripheral vision is for suckers. We interrupt this Sin City movie to bring you Train Spotting.
I'll call you later.
And then Dwight jumps from the ledge for no reason. Yep, he just jumped off a terribly high window and landed safely in the grass. Because this movie doesn't give a fuck about establishing internal rules, let alone sticking to them.
The cop shuts up his siren. He knows he's not the law. The ladies are the law here.
This makes for a cool movie gang of chicks, but I think everyone knows that hookers aren't capable of taking over a single transaction, let alone an entire section of a city.
The ladies are the law here.
Unless Marv comes here shaking them down for answers about Goldie.
Besides, I don't do group jobs.
Man, Rory Gilmore turned into a total hooker after the 5th season.
I don't do talk jobs either.
It's really tough to find good talk jobs. You gotta be able to find someone who's a ventriloquist to get it right.
That's far enough, Dwight.
Movie goes to great lengths earlier to explain that Dwight has a new face, but this chick recognizes him instantly anyway.
Deadly little Miho.
That means my whore in racist American dialect. Miho sticks the swords into the top of the car, but it takes another second or two for them to show up in the next shot. Just because your swastika is a throwing star doesn't mean it's not still a swastika.
She blocked the barrel. It'll backfire.
I told you to shut up.
It's not like it's difficult to see that she blocked the barrel. And since we find out that this dude is a cop, it really is dumb he doesn't notice.
Iron Jack, the papers call him. A goddamn hero cop.
A criminal this savvy doesn't know what the Iron Jack hero cop from the newspapers looks like? F you, movie.
I thought Shelley said stop. She said cop.
Seems like this would have been something Shelley would have said way earlier, like before Jackie Boy got into the apartment. You know, when Dwight told her that he'd take care of him and all of that. But no, she waited until he was jumping off a ledge to try and tell him.
Did you forget that cop car that trailed them here? The cops know Rafferty came here.
And yet they were chasing him like a common criminal. Like they didn't know who he was. Also, if Rafferty was a cop, why didn't he just pull over when the cops were chasing him? He's a hero cop, so he's definitely not undercover or anything like that, because his face is too recognizable. And even if the cops aren't as corrupt as we've been led to believe, they wouldn't have arrested him anyway. This surprise revelation makes pretty much no sense. Tarp it, Sheriff. Bad guys have no peripheral vision and never look in any direction so that Dwight can just hide in plain view.
We're back to 3 of you.
There is absolutely no reason why these guys need to stay here. Dwight sinks way down into the tar, but Miho not only knows exactly where to look for him in the not see-through tar, she also manages to swim down to him and drag him back up without either of them drowning. At least 10 minutes behind and probably more, this magic country road leads perfectly to the exact spot where the mercenaries are driving so that this crash can happen.
But it's me knife. I'll be doing you with.
Bad guy switches from grenades to a knife because when it's personal, stupidity wins.
They offered me what you couldn't never offer me.
So, just on the off chance that some cop comes wandering into Old Town and that cop dies, you played informant? Given the truths involved, when did you ever think that was going to happen? It's 1,000,000 to 1 shot. It's like telling someone, if you ever win the lottery, I'll let you keep 30 grand.
It isn't right. There was
wasn't no tape over his mouth.
Jeez, what an observant little whore. How many IVs does this asshole need?
8 years pass.
Which means you're now about 68, but you still look 50 or 45 or whatever Bruce Willis looks like.
How the hell did they find her? She was so careful. She never gave away where she lives or where she works.
Well, for starters, she was the only person writing you letters for the last 8 years. You have no friends, but everyone remembers a little girl coming to visit you in the hospital. I don't know, man. Seems like you should be thankful it took them this long to find her, considering how easy it should have been.
I agree to everything they want from me. I love you, Nancy.
So the dirty, raping, child molesting confessor is, upon his confession, immediately released from prison? For what? Time served? Even in a story completely devoid of physics and common sense, this makes no sense. Longtime veteran of the police force doesn't notice this car or the obviously yellow dude in it.
She got remarried 4 years ago. She had 2 kids.
Damn, how old was his wife? If he was pushing 60, was he married to someone in her 20s or early 30s? It's possible, I guess, but not likely.
How did they find out who you are?
Dude, how the f*** do you know where she lives? Either she's living in a publicly listed address, or she put her new address in the letters. Either way, how the f*** did the yellow man not find her in the last 8 years?
Don't notice me. Don't recognize me.
Don't look at her!
We need to get out of here, right this second.
Let me throw some clothes on.
You have more than enough clothes on in this PG-13 strip club. What is it about right this second that wasn't clear to you?
Aside from the sound of things, you might have to shoot somebody.
Nancy waited until they had driven miles down the road to finish this thought. Damn, the Rourkes are so special they buy cars with the driver's seat on the right side. Also, why did he wait until now to start blasting? Why wasn't he waiting for them when they got to the car? It's not like they didn't take their time before leaving the bar.
The stink. They almost gag.
Better take a closer smell then, dumbass.
The stink. Somehow it stays with us all the way to the motel.
Because the movie villain is in your back seat or trunk. Damn, Hartigan, I just pointed this possibility out. Giant ass motel room is giant ass. We've already discussed the smell thing, but wouldn't there have been bright yellow blood tracks all the way to Nancy's car that would have ended this plan pretty quickly? Also, even if he somehow totally found a way to hide his bright yellow injured self while Hartigan investigated the crash, then found a way into the backseat of Nancy's car, why didn't he just kill them on the way there? Also, how did they not ever notice the bright yellow bastard in the backseat of the car, even if there was no blood around? No. Wait, I forgot you were Jessica Alba. Nope, sorry, he's totally f***ing her. Saving her as a little kid would not in any way impact the power of boners. And then you add in the fact that grown-up her is Jessica Alba? F*** you, movie.
There's wrong and there's wrong and then there's this.
Wrong.
We all wondered who wrote all those letters. She left not a clue.
Well, you knew who wrote the letters, right? You knew it had to be Nancy, right? You just didn't know where she was, for some reason.
Whatever he does to you, don't scream.
Says the guy who's never been raped and cut up into pieces. Bad guy leaves before ensuring the only guy who can stop him is actually dead cliche. Because you can totally grab a convenient large shard of glass with your feet after breaking a window and with your toes pointed the other way.
Wherein are we to reposit our recently deceased cargo?
You waited until you got to the dead body to point out that the vehicle you're in is useless for the job. Oh look, Kevin is here! He will spend no time helping out in any way during this entire fight for some reason, even though he's a horrible cannibal psycho bastard who loves killing. Also, this may be beside the point, but exactly how many evil, creepy, rapist, cannibal killers were living on this farm at the same time? Did they never have arguments over any of the captives?
I get to see your eyes while I fillet the woman of your dreams right in front of you.
Why I didn't do this before is immaterial. The plot of the movie wouldn't allow it.
You can't even lift that cannon!
Hey, that's the same thing he said to him 8 years ago. Hey, movie, repetition does not equal symbolism.
I'm taking no chances with you.
But you just took a humongous chance by letting Nancy go, you moron.
Here it comes. It's gonna hurt.
Do it already! Movie ends, but then, sadly, like most of its characters, comes back to life.
Oh yeah, you'll scream! You big fat ugly cow! Look at you. You can't even lift that cannon you're carrying.
It's conceivable, you miserable vomitous mass.
Where's the money, Lebowski? You want that money, Lebowski?
He eats people.
Silent breed is people! Have you been eavesdropping?
I ain't been dropping no eaves, sir, honest.
When you record your demo, I'd really love to be there.
Oh, he's dead.
You, demon.
You're an errand boy. Sent by grocery clerks.
Joke had planned to be caught.
He wanted me to lock him up in the MCU.
This is the end.
Unstable types.
For a man in your position, an opportunity not to volunteer could be a real mistake.
I hope you were the groom. Ted Nugent called. He wants his shirt back.
Next time you have a chance to kill someone, don't hesitate.
Good advice. After a while, all I'm doing is pounding wet chunks of bone into the floorboards, so I stopped.
You grew up strong.